Oh, we are live.
Oh, hi.
All right. So we have
Well, I wouldn't
been
kiss my nose or anything.
we have been struggling for the last 10 minutes to get this to go live. I don't know, some
Struggle
kind of
bus.
technology issue,
Yeah.
but it's working now. So, welcome to the Happy Soul Show. Here we believe that the impossible is absolutely possible. And we believe that every soul is on their own soul's journey, and whatever path that
Mhm.
is for you, we are the place to be. We accept you here. My name is Janine. I'm your host, and I'm the owner of Happy Soul Healing. And tonight, I am excited to welcome Sarah Began to the show. She is right here local in Frankfort, and she is the owner of Earth Alchemy. That is located, I believe, at 602 Taylor Avenue in Frankfort. Is that right?
603. It's
603. I'm
603 and
sorry.
605. Strangely enough, we have two addresses, but we're in the same building, upstairs and downstairs.
Okay, awesome, awesome. So 603 Taylor Avenue,
Yes.
and she is has a storefront and also offers sessions and classes there. So she loves helping people. I know that, and I also know that she has a huge heart for helping and healing people. So if you have the opportunity to work with Sarah, consider yourself blessed. Definitely
Mhm.
book something with
Thank
her,
you.
Sarah. I'm so thankful to have you here tonight. Thank you for being on.
Thank you for inviting me. It's not very often I'm talking about what I do or about the store in a very large public space. Usually I'm
Yeah.
doing it in my own safe space. So it's nice to be able to share what we offer and what we do and provide safe space for the community.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And so I know we got a little bit flustered just trying, spending 8 or 9 minutes trying to get on here. So um, tell me a little bit about your journey and what got you started on the spiritual path that you're on currently.
Oh gosh. Okay. So it was probably about 10 years ago. And it definitely was a spiritual journey because I kept getting called to something bigger. I had this
Mm,
feeling in my gut that I was being called to something bigger. And I did not grow up in a religious setting. I was never made to go to church. My mom didn't go to church. She was very hippie,
you lucky
gypsy-ish,
duck.
My dad was very, natural too, and I didn't grow up with him until I was older. He was in another state, so I didn't grow up with religion per se,
Yeah.
but really towards my late 30s, beginning into 40s, I really got this the strong draw that there was something else.
Mhm.
And see, I just got goosebumps all over just saying that. And I kept getting called, strangely enough, to different churches. So I knew that I was getting drawn to something. And I didn't know what that was. And I knew just to trust my gut. So I would get up on Sunday mornings. I would get ready for church, leave the husband and the kids at home. Okay. Now, granted, my in-laws are both pastors. Okay. But I would leave the family at home and I would get in my car and I would go wherever I was called. And what I found was that I kept getting led to different places. So I would be in one church for 2 or 3 weeks, and then I'd get in the car that next Sunday morning, and instead of going right, I would hear go left, and I would end up in another location. And
Wow.
it's not that I knew people at these churches. I wasn't invited by a friend to go. I was just trusting my gut to wherever I was being led. And so in several in services, I was finding that they would call for certain scripture. I did have a Bible that I took with me,
Hmm.
and my Bible would be automatically marked at that scripture before. I mean, I'm not even a regular attendee, so I don't know prior, right? So that was really hitting base. So spirit was definitely connecting with me and speaking with me when I was in those spaces.
Yeah.
But I found at each spot there was just something that didn't quite sit right, something that didn't resonate with me. So I would always keep getting called to the next, to the next, to the next. And so I had a friend, or it may have been a coworker, I don't remember who it was really, that asked me, I heard me talking about a service that I'd gone to, and it asked me, well, where are you going to? And I said, well, that's the strange thing, actually. I said, I'm a member here, but I've been called to go to all these different churches here lately. And she looked at me kind of funny, and she said, do you realize that all of those are different denominations? Huh. No, I hadn't really thought about it. I was just trusting my gut and going wherever it is, that I was led to go to. So that was really the beginning of it. And then it led into the herbalism and stuff, which kind of was another start, right? But as far as my spiritual awakening goes, it really did happen about 10 years ago. And I knew that there was something more. I felt it. I felt drawn to it. And I didn't have all of the early programming put into me by my own childhood church or by my parents that were directing me in certain ways. So it really gave me the freedom to be able to go in any particular direction without the guilt, So I feel very blessed, actually, to be in that situation, to be able to kind of not have any barriers and to be able to go try to find my own spiritual path without the judgment that I thought that might fall on me from home.
The rules and all the judgment and all the things you can't do and the fear of hell and sin and all those things.
Right. And then when I did have questions about some things that I was hearing and stuff, thankfully my in-laws, like I said, they were pastors. My aunt on my father's side is also Episcopalian priest. So I do have people that I can go to get their perspectives as well. But what I found was a lot of the things that were being spoken about in the different churches or in different spiritual groups or communities that I was finding was that they were all talking about the same thing. They were just using different names for it.
Yeah.
And once I caught on to that, I was like, oh, okay. So, okay. I don't know. It just made it easier for me than to go, okay, actually a lot of us actually are kind of on the same path. We're calling it different things. You may call it God, you may call it Allah, you may call it Great Spirit, you may call it the universe. I really don't care what you call it when you're in my shop. I'm just hoping you have something higher that that's there and that can offer you assistance and guidance and support when we get in those in the ebb and flow of life,
Yeah.
So
no, I love that. And I think that's awesome that you didn't have all of those all that bondage that comes with a lot of times when you're in religion. Yeah, restrictions, bondage, condemnation, all those feelings that you have when you're brought up in a very strict environment.
Correct.
Religious environment. And So that is very freeing, right? So you kind of got to discover your own path without that ingrained or embedded in you from childhood. Yeah, that's awesome.
Right, and I'm still on the path.
Yeah,
it never ends,
always learning, right? Yeah. So, so tell me a little bit about. So that's kind of how your spiritual journey started. But how about your desire to start a business with the spiritual path?
Well, that was kind of tricky. So that kind of snuck up on me. So my past, as far as my career goes, I've always been in some type of retail. I started retail sales very young. Right out of school, I went to the Army. I got a medical discharge from the Army, started into retail. So I've always been in some type of retail sales. Usually in a larger capacity, though. So I did start out in a shop here in downtown Frankfort, completely Kentucky, and I was there for 5 years. It's a very small, quaint little shop, still open here, and was really kind of mentored by the owner of that shop and by the coffee shop next door, Ann and Liz. They both really mentored me at that age where I really needed a good mentor, and so that's kind of where I got my small field shop, and the community feel and learning the community here in downtown Frankfort, and that was 25 years ago. And then when I worked for her part-time while I was in college, after I was out of college, she said, hey, Sarah, Liz and I want to open up a joint coffee shop and pair our businesses together. Would you be interested in opening it for us? We'll finance it for you. Just do it. And I did that for a while until I started my first child. So I've been in retail from a small perspective, going up to then working large retail box stores like Elder Beerman.
Mhm.
And I was a sales manager there for years and human resource manager. So I was used to training people, working with people, understanding sales trends, holiday seasons, Black Friday. So when I had, I ended up remarrying, had two other boys, started a family over. I swore I'd never go back to retail. Started an Airbnb business. I'm still doing that. I've run that for 13 years now. But really during COVID, man, a lot of inner work started going on, so I was so busy before COVID, I was running retail stuff, running an Airbnb business, had my kids in school. I'm working for the school, doing fundraising for them to pay for part of my tuition, so I was busy. I was doing all the things. COVID hits, bam, silence, right? Yep. Everything shuts down in silence. And I'm not going to say there was a lot of bad with COVID. Okay. But for me or for my family, it actually was a blessing. Without a pandemic, I don't know that I ever would have slowed down. I'm a high energy, go, 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 go kind of person. I like to stay busy a lot. So I don't know that I would have slowed down without COVID. So that really slowed things down. And then that allowed me to learn more about me, which was great. Right after COVID, we bought a new house. We were on 14 acres of woods with a water stream. So I had all my nature. I could ground. I could really get into my studies then because I did still have my Airbnb business going. And actually it skyrocketed with COVID. No one wanted to stay in a hotel anymore. They all wanted to go be private in an Airbnb. So luckily I did still have that going. But as far as all the other stuff that I was doing, I didn't have that to occupy my space and my time and my brain. And that allowed me to turn inward and start working on my inner self. And as I was doing that, I'm on 14 acres and I'm signing up for herbalism courses and I'm getting my plant apps to find out what's in my yard and what's around me and what does that do, and before you knew it, I was on the herbalism. I've always liked natural, but really got into the herbalism strongly. I was into it pre-COVID, but then when COVID hit, it gave me a lot more time to do the studies. And then to start putting things together. So then, before you know it, I'm taking some herbalism classes. I'm taking crystal courses. I'm getting certified from people who teach crystals from a Taoist perspective and getting certified with people who teach crystals from a shamanic perspective. A lot of similarities there. So then I started working on crystals on myself and on my family. When I noticed that was working and it was working, I started offering small classes to like friends, family of friends, and I did that for about a year. And I would just do a class out of an Airbnb or maybe sometimes out of my house or whatever. And then I thought, okay, I think I'm several synchronicities. I won't go into the full story, but several synchronicities lined up back to back where spirit lined me up to have a storefront. Yeah. And that's how I know it was spirit driven because I opened the shop. Well, I found the building in March. We opened it in May. And I'm telling you, had you asked me in the December before, if I was going to open up a retail shop, I would have laughed in your face. I would have said, hell no. I've done years and years of retail and I'm over that. No, I'm not doing it. Now, because of that, though. It is. And my promise with that, when I went to the family, so I told Greg, I was like, okay, so I think I'm supposed to open a retail location. He's like, what? Of course I'm still running the Airbnb business too. So he was like, how are you going to do this? But with the new business, I said, I think I can do this. I'm just going to make sure that I create boundaries. I didn't create boundaries before. And if I did, I didn't hold to them. So now I have better boundaries. And that's why my shop's not open all hours of the day. Yes, I have shorter hours than most shops, but you know what? That's okay. Thankfully, I'm not depending on this job to pay my bills. I've got my Airbnb to pay the bills, and this is my midlife crisis or retirement job, or I don't know. We've been here for a year, so I don't think it's a midlife crisis at this point, but maybe, I don't know. I'm not discounting anything. But
you're
that's
so
kind of
funny.
how the shop came about. I wasn't planning on starting a shop. I was wanting just a small location to offer my healing services through my crystal therapies that I got
Mhm.
certified for. And then I had a girlfriend that wanted to do that actually has been doing massage for years, and she needed a place to do that too. So I thought we're just going to have a little shop that we do appointment only services. But then as I was here getting ready, the shop ready to set up for our services in our rooms, I hear, "Oh, this is your retail location." And I'm like,
Mm.
"No, wait a minute. I'm not doing retail." And
Mm.
I hear, "Oh no, this is where you're going to do your retail."
It's like,
And I'm like,
yes, you are.
"Yeah." And I'm like, but, well, I guess I'm doing retail right here."
Yep,
So
yep.
I have just learned I cannot fight against spirit. Once God says this is what you're doing, girlfriend, and in particularly once I turn myself over to that, and I have, I have no shame in saying that I go and I say a prayer and I go, I'm willing to do whatever it is that you need me to do. Just please direct me in the highest light for me to help the most people in the best way possible with no harm to any. And that's that's my mantra. That's my goal. That's my goal.
And those messages that you get that are from God, those are always for your highest good, always.
Hmm.
And when we
Hmm.
follow those, even when it's hard to follow, that's when we really, see the blessings and see the success of, whatever it is, whatever decision it is,
Hmm. Yeah,
whether
you
it's
just have to
business
lean
or
into it.
life or whatever. Yeah,
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 just lean
absolutely.
into it.
So I
Hmm.
know that you mentioned crystals, so I know that that's part
Yes.
of the modalities that you do. So tell us a little bit, what different modalities do you offer there at Earth Alchemy that you personally do?
Okay. Okay. So as far as what I personally do, I really, well, I want to say, I mean, I'm certified to do stone medicine or crystal healing.
Hmm.
Depends on where you are and what they call it. Okay. Um, But I kind of roll some other modalities in with that. Okay. So when people do come to me to either get their chakras balanced or blockages cleared, to get attuned back to the frequency that each of those chakras can run, I do that. But I also do a shamanic energetic cleanse on them because I've also been certified through a shaman, a local shaman that has taught me how to do energetic cleanses. So once I do those blockage clearings on the chakras and I get those crystals lined onto the body because I do use the crystals for my tool. Then I start the shamanic cleanse, and to do that, I'm using sound, vibration, herbs, um, bells, chimes, different
You have this
things that I've been trained to
smorgasbord
use.
of different techniques that you combine.
Yes. So I have created my own modality, I guess.
Yeah,
Okay. So
yeah.
I'm working on the chakras. Okay. I'm cleansing the energetic aura, but while you're on the table, depending on what I find with your chakras, then I'm also introducing aromatherapy to you. And that aromatherapy in that plant is based particularly to that particular chakra. And then also while you're on the table, I'm introducing sound therapy to you. I have sound therapy that I drop onto you that has a particular hertz pumped in behind what you're listening to
Mhm.
while you're on the table. And then while you are listening to that, your body's getting a treatment with sound therapy with singing bowls. And the singing bowls, again, what I grab depends upon what I'm finding is going on with your chakras. So, several
Wow.
different modalities that I work with just in one session, with coming in to get a tune up or a cleanse.
So
Now,
when someone
um,
gets a session with you, they're getting a lot of different things for their money. They're
they
paying for one session.
They are, and each session will last about an hour. The first one you come in will be about an hour and a half because I am very thorough with explaining the process to
Mhm.
you, what it is I'm going to be doing, the order of which I do it, when I'm going to be touching you, so you're not surprised when that happens because you do
Mhm.
kind of drop into a very meditative state while you're doing this. Um, but the people who get off the table afterwards always feel so much better. They feel lighter, they feel clearer, um, they have more clarity within the next few days on some things that have been bothering them, or if there's been things that were bothering them, they're no longer bothering them. So it's very interesting how each person reacts and what they experience while they're laying on the table. Everybody experiences something a little different. And I've got one gal who was coming in every 2 weeks for treatments, for a particular treatment for some emotional issues she had. And every time she got up, she'd go, wow, that was new. And I'm thinking, this is like the 10th time you're getting off my table. How can we have something new happen? But she really enjoyed her treatments and said that it was life-changing for her. It's flipped her perspective on things and has allowed her to become proactive rather than reactive in life, which is a huge thing.
That's awesome. And I think so many people are finally waking up to the reality that energy work is real. The energy work works. It can absolutely change your health, change your mindset, change your relationships, all these things. So absolutely. I know that, so is that the only modality? I mean, I say only, but I know it's like a mix of like 10. Yeah. But is that the main thing that you offer personally at the shop?
Right now, that's what I'm offering. So I am certified to do a few other things. However, my gut is telling me that Frankfort's not ready for that. So there are a couple people that I've tried these other modalities on, and they've enjoyed it. They've had success with it. But I'm just really getting people to open their eyes, even to just chakra work and energy work, and understanding how that affects their organs, even in their body and their emotional system. So that's really caught on. And then I'm getting ready to go to another training too. I thought I was going to have to go to England for it, and they just announced last night that they're coming stateside to offer it here. So I'm super excited about that. That'll be upcoming. I'm not going to talk too much about that yet. But there's be some other things for me.
Me and you have talked about this before, though, right? Is it that one? Oh, good. Awesome. I love that. Good.
I know. I'm so excited because right now I believe in the modalities so strongly that I'm actually giving some of my clients to that other practitioner going, hey, I believe in this so much. I need you to work on my client for me for a little bit. And then once you get the major kinks worked out, I'll turn around and I'll follow up with maintenance. So, but I really want to learn that modality so I can do it all at that point for that client.
I love it. That's awesome. Yeah. Good for you.
Yeah. So, and so a session like that, the first time you come in, like I said, you plan to be about an hour and a half. After you've done it the first time, I don't have to go through all the instruction when you're coming in, just getting your maintenance. So you're looking at about an hour, and it's only a $30 charge for all of that, which is very affordable for an hour to get all of that. But the way I'm looking at
$30?
$30. But I need it to be affordable. The people that need these, I am, but this is why I'm doing it. This is why I'm doing it. The people who truly need this can't afford it. Yeah. They can't. Okay. So if I can keep my boundaries on how much I'm working and still be able to work in those appointments and make it affordable for those people, I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it to share the procedure, to share the process that I've learned, to share what I believe in that I think will benefit, that not only benefits my health and my family's health, but hopefully will benefit you or your family's health. Again, I'm not trying to convince people. I want you to stay in your lane, and I'm going to stay in my lane. But if you happen to come over to my lane, I'm perfectly happy to give you a ride. I mean, I'm really happy to work on you if you believe. I'm not trying to go knocking on doors and getting people to believe in what I do, though. I'm totally cool with being the weirdo on Taylor Avenue who plays with crystals. Yeah, I'm damn.
We're all weirdos here, so
that's all right. That's all right. But we do have other modalities that are offered here at the shop by other practitioners too. You've been here yourself a few times offering the quantum healing hypnosis and the past regression sessions, which I also did, and I thoroughly enjoyed. I'm still trying to kind of wrap my head around that. We've yet to been able to really sit down and intimately talk about the sessions.
It's so fun to see past lives. It's like they stick with you too. You don't forget. You remember. You're like, oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
It's like you're always thinking about it.
And like, oh yeah, that lesson. I need to remember that lesson because the Lord knows I don't need it to repeat itself. You know how that goes because it will circle back around. I also have.
What else is happening?
So as far as other things I offer, I am one of the educators at the shop. So we do offer educational classes every Wednesday night. I've got yoga that happens every Wednesday upstairs. That's done by a certified instructor. But then downstairs, I'll have an educational class that if I'm not doing, I have someone else running a class or leading a class, but usually if it deals with herbals, teas, tinctures, salves, roller balls, or crystals, usually I'm teaching that class. But we have classes on how-tos, on how to make natural soap, how to do all the things, how to make salves, how to make after sprays.
Didn't you?
What's that?
You have a candle class recently? Some
We
kind of
did.
candle?
We had a candle painting class too. Yeah, that was a fun class. We do painting classes. We do Ayurvedic medicine classes on meditation, psychic development. So I've got two different teachers that does psychic development. I've got one gal that comes in that's just very introductory to let you know, what are your psychic senses? Like most people don't understand what the 5 clairs are or even what a clair is. So she goes over those things. And then if someone decides that, yeah, I do want to try to redevelop my psychic gifts, then we turn them over to Ken Boggle. And he brings out his big guns and starts teaching a little bit more in-depth classes with that person. So we offer the psychic development classes as well. Most of our classes fall on Wednesday nights. Some classes and workshops fall on Saturdays. So Wednesdays and Saturdays are our 2 big days here at the shop. All other evenings, we've got massage therapy going on upstairs. I have a massage therapist that does therapeutic, prenatal, deep tissue, hot stone. So she's here every night doing massages upstairs, other than the 2 nights that I've got my classes going on in the building and events. So we've worked out a pretty good system here for the last year.
Yeah, lots of stuff happening. So, guys, if anyone who's watching this, $30 for all of that. I mean, you get sound healing, crystal healing, aura clearing and chakra balancing and all the things.
Right.
For $30.
Right.
Nobody else is that
low.
No one else is that low. $30.
So cacao ceremonies. We offer cacao ceremonies once a month.
Yeah.
And that's led by a shaman that comes in from the Indiana area. So we got a lot of cool things happening here. And of course, in the retail shop, we've got stuff from nature art. This is I'll see if you can see it, a monarch bracelet. And that's actually an actual butterfly. Geez, I can't get it in the right. There we go. Yeah, she does bracelets. Yeah. And she does the earrings. Those are actual butterflies and rings and mugs and jewelry and a full apothecary
and all kinds of crystals.
All the herbs. Yeah.
Well, incense, we love your incense. It is better than really anywhere else we've bought it. A lot of them smell very perfumey or chemically, and these smell pure and natural.
Oh, so pure. Yes. Yeah.
So yes.
We got the bougie incense, that's for sure.
What's that?
I said, we've got the bougie incense, that's for sure. It's quality incense. It's hard for me to burn anything else now. Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us what are the hours? What are your normal hours at Earth Alchemy?
So our normal hours are Tuesday through Saturday, 12 to 6. That is what we've been operating for the last year. But we're getting ready to tweak that a little bit. So I've had a full year now under my belt as far as understanding the needs of the community, maybe when I'm busier versus when I'm not. We will be tweaking our hours just a little bit. And when I do that, I'll put that up on our website and also make announcements and put that on Facebook. But right now we're 12 to 6. I think what we're going to move to moving forward, we're going to open up a little bit earlier. We'll be still closing at 6, but I'm probably going to close on Tuesdays. Tuesdays are my very slowest days, and they have been for a full year. I was just trying to see if it was a first because we were a new business, but Tuesdays seem to be pretty slow. I'm usually here at the shop anyway doing crafting. So if somebody's here, then obviously I'm going to open up the door and let them in. But moving forward, we're probably going to start closing on Tuesdays and open earlier on the other days of the week.
So it'd be Wednesday through Saturday.
That's what I'm looking at. It's Wednesday through Saturday moving forward. We're not quite ready to make that leap yet. I'm still trying to chew on it a little bit and see what I hear about it. But yeah, that's what I'm feeling.
Okay. Good deal. And then 603 Taylor Avenue in Frankfort.
603 Taylor Avenue.
Everyone needs to get there. This place is awesome. It smells amazing when you walk in, and the energy is so good. Such good energy in there. Yeah, it's such good energy. And then upstairs is where a lot of sessions happen and all the things. And then downstairs you have the classes. All kinds of stuff going on. So tell us where we know, like physically,
Yeah,
where
so
to find
you
you.
can find me. You can find me right now on Facebook. So this is the profile that you want to look for. This right
Yep.
here. Okay.
Little
And
Earth.
so that's where you find me. Evidently, there's a couple Earth Alchemies out there. So this is me. Okay. And then our web address is Earth Alchemy KY, as in Kentucky.com. So Earth Alchemy ky.com, and I'll type that in later when we get off. But yeah, so right now when you go to that website, it's going to show under construction. Greg's waiting for me to give him new content for some new events and stuff we've put on there. So hopefully within the next week, I don't know, we're doing a weekend trip this weekend. I might not be this weekend. But hopefully within the next week, we will have that active and up and going. And then on that website and on the Facebook page, every class I offer or any psychic event or any workshop we have, I always enter on Facebook as an event. So you don't have to keep up with the scroll and all the things. Just go to our page, hit the more button, hit events, and everything will list in order there. If there's anything you're interested in, you can click on it. It'll tell you the price. It'll tell you how to register for it. It'll tell you a little bit about the practitioner if it's not myself. And then I'll be doing the same thing on the website too. So people will be able to tell what's going on and be able to sign up for things in advance if they want to.
Good. And so what we'll do is after this, after we're done tonight, we'll put the links in the comments of the video so that everyone has the website, the address, and the Facebook page link so that everyone can get all the information. Now, all of your sessions that you offer are in person only, correct?
That is correct. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. It has been
You're
a
welcome.
pleasure. And I'm sure everyone has enjoyed learning a little more about you. I know that it's the best spiritual shop in Frankfort. I know that. And I know that there's been a couple others. And it's just amazing. It's such a good store. It's such a good vibe in there. And I just love it. And I just appreciate you, Sarah, for being on here tonight, but just appreciate you for, the help you've given me over the last few months and just the advice you've given me when I've had questions and things like that. So I just really, really appreciate that. I know you have such a huge heart for people. So
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so
Thanks
much.
for having me. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now it is time for some readings. So you guys know that at the end, we always do some live readings. I do have my animal guide, Tara, and I also have the Akashic Tarot with me. And those are the ones I'm going to read from. So if you want a reading, you do need to comment and let me know. You can just say me. If you want a specific reading, if you have a question, then just put it in the chat here. And if you just want a general reading, you can just say me or I want a reading if you don't have anything specific. So I'm going to try to get all of these comments up here. Hi, Avril. Is that how you pronounce that? Avril?
Avril. That's a
Okay.
sister-in-law. Yeah, Avril.
Avril. Okay. Dawn. Hi, Dawn. Patty. Hey, Patty. And then Geneva. That's Mom. Hey, Mom. And then we are Vernon. Hey, Vernon.
Hi, Dawn.
All right. Awesome. Avril. I love that. That's such a cool name. Beth says, I'm just getting ready to start in healing energy work. Do you have any recommendations? Do you have any advice for Beth?
So there's a lot of different modalities that you can work with energy. Whether you're looking at crystals, if you're wanting training like in crystal therapies, I do have a couple of different people that I can suggest on that. If you're looking into herbology, I can suggest some people for that too. Definitely message me privately on the Earth Alchemy site, and I can send you either some links or some names. And then if you have a particular modality you're interested in, say you want energy work, but you're not really attracted to crystals, but you want to do maybe Reiki. I know several Reiki masters that teach as well. So yes, absolutely. I know a group of people depending on what modality that you're most interested in.
She has the down low. All right. So Beth, reach out to Sarah. Vernon says $30. Wow. I know. I know, 30 bucks. It's amazing. It's amazing. April says it's awesome. And Kamara, I think that's Kamara. Beth would love a reading. All right, Beth, you are the first one. Okay. All right, Beth, I'm going to pull from the Akashic Tarot for you. I think I'm going to pull 2 cards. I'm feeling 2 cards. So we got the King of Scrolls, and we've got the Buddha Prepares. The King of Scrolls, what I see with that is there's a man in your life, and this is a very influential man in your life. I'm seeing it may be a dad or maybe a father figure who's going to help you in some way, maybe even financially. I'm seeing that maybe he's already reached out. Maybe you've already talked to him about some things. But this is a gentleman who does have your best interest at heart, who is wanting to help you. But you have to open up and trust. I'm hearing that there's some trust, not necessarily with this gentleman, but just in general, like being able to open yourself up to trust, especially men. And so what I'm hearing is this gentleman is here to help you. He is already in your life. He is someone who wants to help, but you have to open your heart and allow him. And then the Buddha Prepares. What I'm seeing here is you just asked about what your next healing, where to go with healing work, healing energy. And I think it's all about preparation. And that's what I'm seeing in this card is preparation and through meditation. And that is saying that through meditation, you're going to get those answers. You're going to get the answers that you are looking for when you start meditating and looking within. Right now you're looking outward for answers. You're looking to other people. You're looking to maybe even spiritual mentors, which isn't a bad thing. You want to do that. But what I'm hearing is you need to calm yourself, sit and meditate every day, whether that's just for a minute or 2. But meditation is so important, just searching within and looking within. And that will give you your answer on what that next step for you will be. Avril wants a reading. Avril, okay. And you said this was your sister-in-law?
It is. It's my husband's sister.
Okay, April.
She helps me here from time to time at the shop too.
Oh,
She
yeah.
seen her occasionally, maybe downstairs, but it's been a while since I've had her in to work.
Okay, all right. So I'm actually going to pull one from the Akashic Tarot, but also the animal guides, because I'm just feeling, I don't know, I feel like a connection to animals with you. All right, so you got the Queen of Forces. This is the Akashic Tarot deck. And what the Queen of Forces shows me, and if you look at the card, if I can get it in there, it's a woman balancing the sun and the moon. And what I'm seeing is maybe you've got a lot on your plate. You're very busy, and finding the balance in your home life, in work life, and whatever it is that you just do on a daily basis. Like it's been unbalanced for a while, and maybe you need to refocus and recenter yourself and put a plan together for getting things back in balance the way they need to be. And I'm not seeing what that is. Like I'm not seeing like what that balance, whether it's work or relationship or just you in general, but I am seeing that there's a scale tipping, and it's tipping in the wrong direction, and it needs to get back to where it's back in the middle and not going the wrong way. And the animal guide card, so this goes perfect. This is the peacock. So the peacock, this card is called release. It says it's time to release the past and move on to something new. this ending is the first step on the way to a happier future. And I think this goes right along with that balance card of things being off balance, that you need to work on releasing some things. And the word I just heard was forgiveness. And I feel like there's maybe still some forgiveness that needs to be had somewhere, that not forgiving someone because they deserve it, but maybe forgiving someone so that you can release that and you can move forward in whatever it is that you need to, whatever you need to do. But in life or in whatever situation, but being able to release and forgive, and that will help get those scales back to where they need to be. But really starting to balance some things in a better way. So hopefully that makes sense to you. The readings don't always come like 100%, so I get bits and pieces. And but balance and forgiveness is the key right now. All right, Kamara. Okay, Kamara. I think the animal guide deck is for you. Do you know Kamara?
I do.
Okay. Awesome.
So for your gal that was interested in energy work, Kamara is a master Reiki or Reiki master. Mm-hmm. She is also a modern day shaman that is trained Native American style. And she offers the cacao ceremonies here at our shop every month, and also shamanic healing services.
Wow. That's why I was drawn to the animal guide.
As soon as you said animal deck, I thought, well, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love this. So I drew 2 cards from the animal guides deck, and it's so funny that they're both cats, right? They're both cats. We have a lion and we have a cat. And the King of Fire, it says, now's your moment to step up to a leadership role. Don't back away from the spotlight, as your plans will be successful, so as long as you stay focused upon the big picture. And I think this absolutely would have to do with your either, I don't know if you have a business, but a business or a job or something that you're doing that is a leadership position, whatever that is for you. But definitely staying the course and stepping out of your comfort zone. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing comfort zones are dead zones, and comfort zones are dead zones. So it's time to get out of your comfort zone and take the next step, whatever that is for you. You know what that next step is supposed to be, but you're afraid to take it. And then the next one, it's so funny. I got the King of Fire and the Queen of Fire, and I shuffled those really good too. Queen of Fire says, talented, brilliant, independent, and charming. Don't underestimate your ability to manifest your dreams. You have several priorities vying for your attention all at once. But it's okay to have self-care, but it's also okay to work on multiple things if that's what you need. And what I'm seeing here is like the masculine and feminine. We've got the King of Fire and the Queen of Fire. And I'm seeing that that you need to be able to combine those two, the masculine and feminine, and not be afraid of being too much of either, but balance those two out and then step into your destiny. That's what I'm hearing. Step into your destiny, whatever that is. So hope that's helpful. All right. Patty. I saw Patty last night at dinner. We had our Gaia group monthly dinner in Louisville. So it was good to see you, Patty.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, you should come with us sometime. A lot of the events we do are in Louisville, but we need to come closer. But a lot of our group is in Louisville. So it's a drive for me. It's like an hour, but it's okay.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Patty. I drew 2 Akashic Tarot cards for you, and I got the Akashic Library, and then I got Archangel Gabriel. Yeah, Gabriel, but he's upside down. So what I'm hearing with the Akashic Library is, so there's something in your past but it's in this lifetime. And sometimes the Akashic Library will be other lifetimes. So this is this lifetime. There's something in your past that is keeping you from healing, that is keeping you from moving forward to where you need to be. Like there is a path for you, but you're not taking it because you're afraid. You've been hurt before. The Archangel Gabriel came in upside down, and what that tells me is that he's trying to reach out, he's trying to help you, and you're resisting. So you're resisting the help because you know that if you let him in and let him help, then you're going to have to make some changes, and you're going to have to make some steps forward. And it's easier to stay in, it's easier to stay in the rut, stay stuck sometimes, than it is to face the fear and move forward. So Archangel Gabriel is there to help, though. He's there to help, and he loves you, and he wants, all you have to do is reach out to him. All you have to do is, again, meditation, just going into a quiet place and just, asking him, say, Archangel Gabriel, can you come in and just guide me and direct me and just hug me and love me and show me my value and help me to heal and take the steps that I need to go forward in, whatever it is you need to go forward in. I don't. But Archangel Gabriel is there and he's waiting. So you reach out to him. All right, Geneva, Mom. Let me go pull a card for Mom. It's always interesting pulling a card for Mom. Actually, I'm feeling animal guides. I'm going to do animal guides. I think usually I do Akashic Tarot for you, but I have a bunch of new decks that I need to get out. I just these are just my go-to. I like to feel connected to them. So
I do the same thing.
Yeah, it's like these are like
you get your favorites.
My buddies. These are my buddies. Yeah. So you got the Empress card, and this is it's Angora rabbit. Angora rabbits, those are very expensive. That's like very like those are the bougie rabbits.
Bougie rabbits.
So this card says, time to hop into action. Use your natural creativity to bring forth prosperity and success in your life. So what I'm seeing here is, and I feel like this has to do with your spiritual path. This has to do with some spiritual work that you need to do on yourself. And it says prosperity and success. I'm not feeling that that's like, necessarily a business. I feel like this is success in your life, just in general, taking care of yourself, loving yourself. And I think, you've held back from your spiritual path because you're afraid. There's fear, there's worry, and being Mom, I know that I've had those same feelings of raised in a religious background, and I know that she was as well. And there's a lot of things that are ingrained and embedded, a lot of fears that can be, and I think there's still some that you're holding on to that you need to let go of. And I think when you do that, you'll feel more freedom, you'll feel more peace, and you'll feel more love from spirit, from the angels, from ancestors and spirit guides. You'll be able to feel that, but you have to be able to release those fears. So again, I'm going to say meditation. Meditation is so important for everyone. I feel like that's the answer for everyone. The answer is meditation, going into it's the inner healing that you do on your own. You don't need, it's great to go and have all these modalities done on you. Have work with a shaman, work with go to a psychic, whatever. Those are awesome. But really, unless you do the inner work, You can't.
You are the
You
smartest
can't move
person you
forward.
know. Yeah. I tell my clients all the time, you are the smartest person you know. Your higher self knows more about you than I do. So you got to trust yourself.
Yep, yep. So Greg just says Greg. So I'm assuming Greg wants to give Greg a reading. All right,
Let's go.
Greg. Yeah, yeah. Let's see if the cards reveal anything here. All right. All right, Greg. Let's see. Oh, 2 worlds. Okay. I don't know you, Greg. I know Sarah's an awesome person, so I'm sure you are too. This is 2 worlds, and I got it upside down. So it's reversed. And then we got paths unknown. 2 worlds. I feel like you are divided between your goals. There's things that you want to do, one that you love, and one that you don't love, but it's the more, what's the word? Logical step. So here you have this thing you love, and here you have this thing that's logical. And that could be like, this could make you more money or something like that, where this is more of a passion. But what I'm seeing is you can do both. You don't have to do one or the other. You can either, I'm hearing that you can combine those two together in some way. I don't know what that's saying on that, but I know that I'm hearing the word combine. But you're at a crossroads. That's what I'm hearing. You are at a crossroads, and it's time to make a decision. And that's either you need to choose what you're going to do. It's almost like I feel like you've been procrastinating because you didn't really know what road to take or what decision to make. So you've kind of just not taken any. And so it's time to make a decision. You know what the right step is. You know what the right step is, but you just need to take it. So, and what I'm hearing is that you don't have to give up one for the other. You can do both. You can do both. There's a way to do both. And then past unknown, it's basically you're afraid because you can't see what's in front of you. You can't see like you can see the next step, but you can't see the step after that. And so therefore there's some hesitation because you don't want to, you're being very logical and analytical is what I'm feeling. You're being very logical, analytical, and sometimes you just need to be a little more spontaneous. So that's what I'm hearing is take a chance. Take a chance. Take a chance. That's I don't know what that means for you, but that's what I'm hearing. Take a chance. You can do both things. You can do the smart thing and the fun thing. Hopefully that makes sense. Oh, goodness. All right. And see, Beth wants a specific reading about where I am to move to. Like, okay, where are you to move to? Let's see. Let's see if we get an answer here. I didn't know you were moving or thinking about moving. Maybe I did. Maybe you mentioned that before. All right. So I pulled Caught in the Ruins, and it's reversed. Okay. So basically, this is this is prison. Basically, this is like this. This is a prison, but it's reversed. And what I'm seeing with it reversed is that it's time to get out of that prison. You have been stuck in a prison for too long. A prison of your own mind, your own thoughts, your own emotions, your own fears, your own doubts, your own self-judgment, your own self-pity. And that's what I'm seeing. And I'm seeing that it's time to get out of that. It's time to move forward. what I'm hearing about where should you move is what I'm hearing is that you have the answer, but you need to take the step. You need to do it. You need to just do it. You know where you're supposed to move to. You know this already. But you doubt yourself, and you doubt what you're hearing in your head. You doubt. Here's what I'm seeing is that you will get a good idea in your mind, and then you will beat yourself up over it because it can't possibly be right. So there's a lot of self-condemnation that needs to stop, and you need to and you need to start loving yourself. You need to start loving yourself. You need to start speaking it verbally, and that would be looking in the mirror and telling Beth every day that she's beautiful, that you love her, that she's worthy, that she's successful, and that she has the answers that she needs. And that's what I'm hearing. So I do not know where you're supposed to move to, but that was a very clear message that I just got for you, that you got to get out of the prison that you are in. And it's a self-made prison that you are in before you can move forward and have freedom. So
when you speak those positive words to yourself, Beth, I want you to do that into a bath of water. Okay. I want you to go to that water, and all the words that Janine just told you to say, I want you to speak that over your bath of water. And then I want you to get into that water, and I want you to take a 20-minute soak. Throw some herbs in there with you if you wish. Of course, if it's me, I'm going to throw some crystals in there too. But water has memory. Okay. And when you speak those positive words into that water, water also raises vibration. And then you're going to put your body into it, and you're going to do a 20-minute soak. And that's going to help you more than you can imagine. Try it.
Wow. Thank you, Sarah. That's awesome. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's see. I see your faces, Sarah. Not sure what that means.
Me either.
Makes total sense.
Now, she said my angels. I do have a joke. I've got a dark angel and I've got a white angel. If she said I saw your angels, that means for some reason the dark angel's going to come out because I keep them at bay.
Oh, so, I'm glad we're almost done. Okay. I don't know if I want to see your dark angels.
It's hard for it to surface.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Oh, wait. Closed it. Okay. My landlord is selling
I know what she's
referring to. Yeah. So you say your landlord's selling the house? You've got to make the decision. You know what you're supposed to do. You know the steps you need to take. You just need to trust yourself. Trust yourself and believe that you know the answers. You know, it's great to ask the cards and ask other people, but you have that inside you. You know that answer.
Mm-hmm.
Dead on. Good. Now do it. Confirmation. Yes, Katie, for sure. All right. I think that is it. That is it. Wait, let me make sure. I'm just trying to go through all these comments, making sure we're not missing anything. Oh, you were making faces during my reading.
Oh, yes. Okay.
I wasn't even looking at you, Sarah, so I don't even know.
I was careful about how much information I gave her about when I knew you, because I thought, well, let's just see how this comes out. But yeah. I knew. As soon as the cards came up, I was like,
That's awesome. All right. Well, I think we are good. That is it for readings. Thank you so much, Sarah, for being on. You have been amazing.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate you
it was
so
fun.
much.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you so much for everyone who was on here tonight. If you're watching after, we love you. If you're here now or if you're here later, join us next time on the Happy Soul Show. We'll be back in 2 weeks. And that's it for tonight. We'll see you later. All right.